cream.
Conrad, we're going to
Conrad.
Hi there, everybody. We're the Water Lovers. We're going to sing about the ice cream man for you. Well, now, ice cream man, upon my street. I heard your truck outside is really neat. Ice cream man, upon my block. Your little chimes, they reel and they rock. Ice cream man, ring your bell. Play the music I've learned to love so well. Ice cream man, ring your chimes in the afternoon so fine. Ice cream man, upon my street. I heard your truck today, and eat ice cream man upon my block now. Your chimes, they reel and rock. Now ice cream man upon my street. Your little truck, you know, is neat, and ice cream man upon my block. I heard your chimes, I know they reel and they rock. Ice cream man, on my street. Your little truck, you know, is an eat ice cream man upon my block. Your chimes, they reel and rock. Ice cream man upon my street. You heard your truck today is neat. Ice cream man, ring your chime in the afternoon so fine. One more time. Ice cream man, ring your bell. Play the music I've learned to love. Ice cream man, ring your chime in the afternoon so fine.
No Easter basket is complete without a chocolate bunny. So here I am at Conrad's Confectionery, where they make over 50 different kinds of bunnies. From 2 inches to 3 feet. I think I'm gonna need a bigger basket. I am in heaven. How long have you been here?
Since 1928. The original proprietor, Fred Conrad, opened it up, and my grandfather started working for him as a soda jerk. Came back after World War II and eventually bought the business. And we have customers that go back multiple generations.
How many Easter bunny molds do you have?
Over 50 varieties dating back to the late 1800s.
Wow. How many bunnies do you sell each year?
About 7,000, and they'll travel anywhere in the U.S.
Can you teach me to make a bunny?
Absolutely.
Boom. I've got my apron on. We've got Mr. Bunny.
First thing we have to do is fill the mold with chocolate.
How many feet is this bunny?
This is a 3-footer. This is our biggest bunny. When it's all said and done, it's about 24 pounds.
Wow.
And if you could just knock it so you get those air bubbles, looks better without them. And then we just drain it.
We did well. There are no bubbles.
High tech. This guy's been setting for about 15 minutes, so it's ready for its next coat.
How many times do you do that?
4 times.
2, 3, is a labor-intensive process. Work it out, JJ, work it out. What do we do next?
We gotta put the bottom on it. And we let this set up for about an hour, and then it should be ready to come out.
Are you ready to come out for your stew?
Ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. This is the biggest chocolate bunny I have ever seen.
The next step is to decorate, and it's time to get my mom involved.
Mama!
Hello. You'll be piping on the wet chocolate. Mm-hmm. It will set up, so we want to get it done quickly so everything will stick to it.
Like, beat the clock.
It is beat the clock.
Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on. Sprinkles. Oh my God, this is so stressful, moving this quickly.
Oh, no two colors the same.
Oh.
You see, that's why I'm old.
Yeah.
That's why I'm old.
So JJ, what's it like working with your mom?
It's 95% great.
A small, family-owned business, still doing things the old-fashioned way, by hand. Looks so good. That bunny is not gonna fit in my Easter basket. How am I gonna get this back to the chew? Taxi!
No Easter celebration is complete without a beautiful chocolate Easter bunny. At Conrad's Confectionery in Westwood, New Jersey, these mouth-watering rabbits have been created in the same manner for over 80 years.
Our philosophy at Conrad's Candy is to make the very best confections we possibly can. We strive to use nothing but the best ingredients and old school techniques. All the molding is hand done, the decorating is all hand done. It's a painstaking process, but it's a labor of love.
The store was founded in 1928 by candy maker Fred Conrad.
I'd like to think it was a simpler time back then. People had a chance to sit down and enjoy an ice cream sundae. My grandfather, Jim Piletsis, worked for Fred Conrad.
Jim started out as a soda jerk and eventually became a partner in the business. When Fred Conrad retired in 1960, Jim took over and ran the store for the next 25 years. He then passed the business to his daughter Corinne and her husband John. Along with their son JJ, they continued to produce specialty candy and chocolates, often utilizing Fred Conrad's antique metal molds.
Over the years, Fred Conrad collected somewhere between 500 to 800 individual molds. Metal molds came into use at the turn of the last century because chocolate makers wanted to come up with a three-dimensional way of selling their chocolate. A lot of the molds were inspired by the different holidays, Easter being the most prevalent. The most collectible is Anton Reich, who had his factory in Dresden, Germany. And he was famous for molds that were almost perfect when it came to detail. We have a number of them. This one's a 26-inch bunny. This was an Anton Reich mold. The two halves are clamped together. This one's ready for chocolate.
In order to mold the chocolate, John melts 20 to 25 10-pound Merkins chocolate bars at 115 degrees.
Overnight, the chocolate melted and it ruined the crystal structure. So the object the next day then is to temper the chocolate to get the crystal structure back. In order to get chocolate to a proper temper, I then need to get it down to about 89 degrees by using raw chocolate or scraps that I've saved from the day before. The result of the tempering is that we have a nice crystallization of the molecules in the chocolate so that the chocolate has a nice, crisp, firm thickness and what they call snap.
John uses a laser thermometer to monitor the temperature of the tempered chocolate.
Once I'm close enough to 89 or less, then I can begin my molding process. The perfect thickness for chocolate is between 1/4 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is coat the outside of the mold. Once I've done that, I just let the chocolate drain back into the melter.
After about 15 minutes, the first layer hardens. John repeats this process 3 to 4 times.
That gets it to the perfect thickness.
The base of the bunny is then made by pouring chocolate onto a sheet of wax paper.
Place it into the puddle of chocolate, and then I just have to let him sit here for an hour or an hour and a half. He's now ready to break out of his shell. Once all the clamps are off, then if we've had a successful molding, he should come out in one piece.
This beautiful chocolate rabbit is just one of many different products made at Conrad's for Easter.
We have about 50 different varieties, and we'll probably end up selling about 6,000 plus Easter products. This year, we also have an Easter bulldog. Its name happens to be Francesca.
These adorable bulldogs and bunnies are all lovingly decorated by hand. First, chocolate is piped onto the bunny.
It's tempered chocolate so that it solidifies correctly, nice and shiny. It's between 75 and 85 degrees. If it's too hot, it doesn't stick.
And we're going to put the malt balls on it, and we're going to do this again and put an outline of grass around the outside, the grass being the sprinkles. It takes 2 people to decorate a bunny because we don't want the chocolate to harden too fast.
After it's decorated, JJ uses a badger hair brush to remove any imperfections.
So if I see any scuff marks, scratches, you can take them out with the brush. And if you have any excess chocolate from the molding process, you can take that off so it's as nice as possible for the customer.
We'll be putting a ribbon around and tying a bow in the same color. That will do it.
With all the time and attention spent on creating these confections, Conrad's Chocolates makes the perfect addition to any Easter basket.